Learning German is hard.
Yeah, we've been doing this for over 10 years and we're still in the process.
And we're going to talk to you about that process and how we got here right now. So stay tuned.
Moin, I'm Geoff.
And I'm Alex. And we're two Americans who've been living in Germany for over 10 years. And we're here to share with you our experiences to help you if you want to move or travel to Germany.
True story. But first, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you want more videos like this. And if you want to, go ahead and buy the like button, a bottle of Few Rye. You know, his cat died recently.
Yeah, he's had a rough few weeks.
Yeah, she's 20 years old, so you know, that hits hard.
That's fair.
So,
And without further ado, I say we have a drink and get talking.
whiskey?
Yes.
That's better.
There it is.
Cheers. Woo, spicy.
That's pretty yumtacular.
Now, enough about whiskey. You're here to hear our kind of German language learning journeys.
Yeah.
I mean, as we
The
mentioned,
German journey.
as I mentioned before, we've been here a long time.
Yeah.
So learning German is obviously been something that's really an important part of our lives for the past decade, right?
It's always in the back of your head, even after 10 years. We're still learning. We're still trying to get better.
You still have moments where you get nervous, where you know you're going into a situation where you haven't quite studied that kind of vocabulary, and you're like, oh crap,
Yeah.
So
when you moved here, did you know any German? No.
I did actually,
Okay.
because I dated an Austrian girl in high school, and you want to like impress a little bit.
Sure.
So I bought a few kind of German books, a few German on CD kind of a thing. Did the whole Rosetta Stone. Yeah, and it's not bad, but the problem was I didn't live in Germany at the time. I had no plans to move to Germany, so lacked motivation, and I wasn't retaining a lot.
Right.
And also I was making a big mistake, which was thinking, I don't need consistency. I'll pick up the Rosetta Stone here or there, rather than doing it, okay, I'm gonna do it twice a week or whatever. It was like once a week here or there. And of course you have to relearn everything because you don't remember what you learned before.
Of course.
Because, that's I think it's a problem a lot of people come into. But by the time I moved to Germany, I could basically count, order basic food, but like really like simple stuff like clock and the hour.
Clock.
So, yeah, like
Clock.
reading a clock and that
Hey,
kind
what's
of thing.
the clock right now, Jeff?
But what about you? I remember when you moved to Germany, this was out of nowhere, right?
Yeah,
So
it was
you
a
had no preparation. I guess.
Big goose egg. I spoke no German when I moved here, which also motivated me more to learn German, but also motivated me less to learn German because I was starting at blank at 22 years old, which, I think after like you're 10 years old, learning languages just gets increasingly more difficult. And I thought, I'm in Berlin, I'm in Germany, I'm going to learn this language just by being here.
Just absorb it out of the air.
It's just going to come to you.
Yeah, and I think that's a mistake. A lot of people think that, just by being there, about a third of the words, I'm just going to learn by absorption. And it's not really how it works. You have to put in the effort.
In one aspect, if you're coming as an English speaker or someone who can't speak English pretty well, Berlin makes it incredibly easy. You can get around, you can talk to people, you can order things at restaurants. You're not going to have a hard time in Berlin.
It's a very international city, and there's a lot of young Germans here who speak English, and there's so many expats that get, I think over time, Berlin's gotten used to speaking English with people. I mean, you could, unfortunately, live in Berlin for 10 years and never have to learn German.
And it's hard to get that absorption that you would, I think, if you were in a small village or a small town, or even like Munich, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but the first thing I did when I moved here, before I even got a job or anything like that, is I signed up for German courses, and it's also a nice way to meet people as well.
I think it's one of the best ways to meet people if you're new to the city.
Yeah. But I'll be honest, I did the 3-hour course a day, but that's where I kind of ended my language learning on the day. I didn't do a lot of studying at night. I didn't do follow-up, which was the stupid thing. So and being new in Berlin, I had times where I would skip German class because I went out the night before with some new people I just met. And of course, that's the day that they're teaching the past tense. And then that set me so far behind that I was never able to catch, because I was always a day behind the other people in the class,
Well,
so
you don't want to miss Kink Night, at Kit Kat. Right? You got to weigh your options here.
Absolutely.
Learn from our mistakes and, don't learn German right when you get here.
Don't learn German right when you get here. Do learn German right when you get here.
Right.
The opposite of what he just said.
One of the things that really kind of sucks if you do not know German and you're just coming here is when you go to parties or you have to do something, you always need someone with you kind of like be your babysitter, kind of take care of you so they can help you if someone speaks German, or they can help you, you know, get your phone contract, or, you know, you're at a party, everyone's speaking German, you're sitting there in a corner, or everyone speaks English just because you speak English, you kind of feel like a dick then.
Yeah, I had situations where eventually I started kind of, when people would like invite me to parties and I knew it was 90% or more Germans there, I started not going just because I was having kind of a rough time going to these parties. Everyone's speaking German as they should be.
Yeah.
It is Germany. But when you're standing there and there's a group of 10 people and they're all speaking German, there's no way, even if you could catch the speed at which they're talking, it wouldn't even make a difference. And it makes you just feel really disconnected from everything. And like, wait a minute, but I moved to Germany, and so
Exactly.
So I was like, no, you got to just get your German better.
I mean, I never felt more American than being at a party where everyone's speaking German. I'm the only one that's not. Meanwhile, they're speaking fluent English and like Spanish and French as well. Yeah. And then you kind of feel really kind of bad for yourself and your education.
And Germans have no problem putting and you'll feel it, the pressure on you. Because I noticed I'd go to a party, maybe I'd been in Berlin for maybe a few weeks, right? And it's like, how long have you been in? A few weeks. Oh, okay. And I'm speaking to them in English. But then, you know, at a later party, how long have you been in Berlin? 6 months. And then they're kind of going, then you're talking to me in English? Or
yeah.
Like
it's a little judgy.
Yeah, then especially once you get to a year, then they're like, well, okay, well, where's your German at? You know, but that's a helpful pressure, because I think things like that,
very motivating,
get my ass in gear.
Yeah, no, for sure. But then Germans will also with you, they'll say that, but then they'll also speak English with you all the time, because they realize if you're trying to speak German, they'll see, you know, you're struggling, and they'll just say, you know, this kid, you know, he's trying, but I'll just speak English with him because I'm German. My English is better than your English.
Eventually, I'd get to the point where I would just keep speaking German until the person switched back to German, because I'm like, no, I want to practice I want to speak German. I don't want to switch back to English.
I don't know about you. I've had many conversations where I'm the English speaker talking to a German speaker, where I'm speaking German and they're speaking English because they're both super stubborn and don't want to get over and switch. There's gonna be times where, even now, after 10 years, I still feel sometimes really just like an idiot. I just feel like I'm an idiot in the room.
Yeah.
But it's normal. And I was gonna say it'll pass, but it doesn't really.
Well, I think like the level of stupidity you feel, like
I feel less stupid now.
Diminishes over time, but just know, like, it is a long process. I would say my German really didn't get into like a really, really good form until after being here for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, me too.
But a big part of that wasn't, because people say like learning a language is hard, you know, when you're older, when you're an adult. More having the motivation to put the correct amount of work into it is hard the older you get. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the problem was, like I said, I was not studying German as much throughout the day as I should have. Like I should have changed my laptop language into German instead of English. You know, like I should have been reading children's short stories in English, you know, or in German. You know, I should have been pushing myself more. And it wasn't until 6 or 7 years into it that I really started. My German was okay, but I was like, no, I really want to push myself to practice more and to talk more.
Sure.
But yeah, those early days, you'll run into a lot of situations where you also pretend that you understand what's happening.
Oh, yeah. Genau. Ach so, na klar.
I once had...
Learn ach so, genau, na klar, and your German's like already 80% there.
Yeah, or alles klar. You know, like, yeah, okay. But I once had a 5-hour train ride where somebody was speaking German with me, and I didn't understand a word he was saying, and was just kind of like nodding, until finally he asked a question that was not with a yes or no answer, and I answered with a yes or no answer. And he just looked at me, and then suddenly he realized, like, oh my God, this kid's been pretending the whole time. And I got up to
5 hours.
Yeah, at some point I got to go to the bathroom, but I really just went to a different car and never came back. So
that's a pretty ballsy move. Well done.
I don't know why. I pushed myself. Don't never pretend. It'll put you in bad, awkward situations.
But yeah, you don't want to get to the point where, you know, because that did happen a few times, where you feel like you want to go home. You're like, why am I here? It's so difficult. But you learn it. You bust through at the end. It's all worth it. I think it's all worth it.
Yeah, but Alex is right. Like, you'll have moments.
Thanks.
But
I'm right.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah. You're going to have moments of feeling alienated and feeling like, I mean, because when you move abroad, first of all, like, you're moving away from your family and your friends, so you already don't have that support system. And then when you don't even have the support system of a language that you know, and you're feeling cut off from everyone around you because everyone's speaking these words you don't understand, like, you're going to have these moments where you're like, I just want to go back to the US. I just want to go back to the UK. I just want to go back to wherever. But you just got to push through it and just know over time, as long as you work at it, you'll get better, you know? And
100%.
And now we're at a point where both me and him, we can go to our partners' German families and
We're Germaning all day.
and talk with them and understand what the frick is going on. So
Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels really good.
but I'm still not 100% fluent.
No, me neither.
If it 10 out of 10 is fluent, I'm not there. So,
I don't think I'll ever be there.
Yeah, it's a journey.
You can be better than we are. It's not hard. And also, how cool is it learning another language? That's just super cool.
Pretty fun.
Pretty fun stuff.
Speaking of fun, how do you feel about this guy?
I think it's spicy.
Ooh, I give it 2 out of 2 funs.
I like 2 funs. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you for following us over the past few years, or for you two for the past few months. So thank you so much. Really appreciate all of you. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Give us a thumbs up. Whatever you want to do. I don't care. It's your life. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And of course,
stay thirsty.
There it is. Cheers.
Cheers.
Learning German is hard.
Yeah, we've been over. Hi. Yeah, we've been. Slow down. Relax. Dude, relax.
Relax. We're having fun. We're 2 Americans who believe